Students often focus on grades after exams and lose track of the content. Students lack scientific curiosity and critical thinking skills, making them susceptible to superstitions and religious biases. Moulavi, a groundbreaking initiative by Kerala Development and Innovation Strategic Council, KDISC, aimed at revolutionizing science education in Kerala, addresses these issues. Our mission is simple: teach science for Kerala. This initiative is centered on a science education curriculum that goes beyond routine classroom teaching. Our approach focuses on activities that instill scientific temper among students. With a visionary approach, Moulavi envisions a seamless integration of thematic education aligned with the school syllabus. At the heart of Moulavi program lies problem-based learning and inquiry-based learning, empowering students to become active participants in their scientific journey. Learning by doing, thinking, and comprehending became the cornerstone of our approach. We shifted the focus from teaching to learning together. Our system integrated various disciplines in science and humanities, structured around engaging themes. We also introduced rigorous critical evaluation as an essential part of the learning process, equipping students with the tools to detect and avoid logical fallacies. Our classrooms were hubs of active learning, where students are encouraged to think, do, and conceptualize.
They now know that the entire nature is one single piece. You cannot divide it into botany or zoology or chemistry or physics.
We believe in creating a vibrant and interactive environment for students through Moulavi learning centers. Through experiments, group activities, creative works, role play, debates, nature walks, and observations, students are engaged and inspired to explore the wonders of science.
Confidence ഉണ്ട് ഇവിടെ വന്ന് ഇങ്ങനെ കണ്ടു പഠിച്ചിട്ട് അത് സ്കൂളിൽ നിന്ന് തന്നെ ടീച്ചർമാര് പഠിപ്പിച്ചു തരുമ്പോൾ എളുപ്പമാണെന്ന് തോന്നാറുണ്ട്.
നമ്മളോട് എന്തും തുറന്നു പറയാനും അവരുടെ ഉള്ളിലെ ചിന്തകള് അവരുടെ ഉള്ളിലെ സംശയങ്ങളെല്ലാം പറയാനുള്ള ഒരു ഫ്രീഡമാണ് അവർക്ക് ഇവിടെ കിട്ടുന്നത്.
Field visits to esteemed institutions like VSSC Trivandrum, Gandhi Smaraka Nidhi, Vigyan Sagar Science Park, Botanical Garden, and more provided students with real-world connections to their learning. Workshops and discussions on content development, integration, and finalization further enriched the Moulavi experience. These innovations have been instrumental in reshaping science education in Kerala. The results were astounding. Over 250 students across 5 different centers participated in the program for a year. Most importantly, they realized that asking critical questions is fundamental to learning science. Looking ahead, Moulavi has ambitious expansion plans. We will implement our curriculum in 12 model residential schools, extending our reach to over 2,000 students aged 8 to 12. Furthermore, our program will be implemented in all schools under the General Education Department. As we move forward, we also aim to publish research papers on various aspects of the pedagogy developed in the Moulavi program.
എനിക്ക് മഴവില് ഭയങ്കര ഇഷ്ടമാണ്.
മഴവില് വന്നു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ ഒരു ആശ്വാസമാണ്.
Through Moulavi, we aim to nurture a love for science, critical thinking, and analytical capacity in every student. Yes, we are on a mission to shape the scientific minds of tomorrow.
Respected Chair, dear friends, first of all, let me ask you, how many of you doesn't understand Malayalam? Anybody who doesn't? Yeah, 3, fine. So I'll stick to English then. Basically, this is a experiment which was done for 2 years in 5 different centers in Kerala. University College in Thiruvananthapuram, Maharajas College in Kochi, my institute, Kerala Forest Research Institute in Thrissur. In Palakkad, it was IRTC, and then Brennan College, Talasheri. So it was therefore 2 years. And the mode of doing it was that every day after school, 50 students come to our institution. They are selected by the ward members. The basic criteria was there should be somewhere within 1.5 kilometers radius of the institution so that they can reach home safe. So this is, I'm going to tell you about how we did the whole program. And first and foremost, I'm not a teacher. I am not a person who is studying education. I'm a poor scientist studying butterflies, moths, beetles, bugs, and all. So this is an experiment which we have done. So I invite critical comments from learned teachers and researchers over here. Now, actually, the story started long back when I was studying in class 8. At that point of time, the most interesting period in my school, can you guess? Which is the most interesting period in the school? It's a PT period. It's a physical education. So we go out, we play, and we boys used to play football. So I was almost every time I'm playing at the center back position. And on right back was Ravi. Ravi is the person who sits beside me. And after the match, when the ball was on the other side, Ravi came up to me and asked me, he was holding a pen in his hand. I still remember it was an orange pen with a yellow cap. He asked me whether that is my pen. So I said, no, it is not mine. So he put it in his pocket. Next period is chemistry. It is Jayalashmi teacher who teaches chemistry. So the way Jayalashmi teacher conducts the class is that for the 3/4 of the class, she will be teaching. And the last part, she will be giving notes for the next class. So her expectation is that we will go back home, read it, and come so that we'll understand it better the next day. So she was narrating at the end of the class, she was narrating the notes. And she was, it was an English medium school, the note is in English. So she was telling that she was talking about fire. So the sentence is like this. She told that if we pour cold water over fire, it will be extinguished. So we wrote it. In the same paragraph, a couple of times cold water repeatedly came up. So I asked Ravi, is cold water deadly? Even if you pour hot water, the fire will be put off. Ravi, he thought for a while and said, no. He told me, no, hot water, the fire will not be put off. So at that point of time, whenever there's a conflict, we go for a bet. So immediately we went for the bet, and Ravi took the pen and put it on the table. So now teacher completed the note, and the bell was to ring, and somebody has to ask the question to the teacher to get the bet broken. But then I asked Ravi, please ask. Ravi പറഞ്ഞു ഞാൻ ചോദിക്കുന്ന പ്രശ്നമില്ല. The problem is that we are only supposed to speak English. So we had to first translate the question into English, and without any grammatic mistake, we had to ask it. So that because of that reason, nobody used to ask any question in the class. So then now when the reason why I went to the bet was that at that point of time, I didn't have electricity in my home. So it was firewood which we were using for cooking. And whenever we cook rice, there were several instances where the water overflowed, and my mother would ask me whether I could lift the lid or pull the. So I'm absolutely sure that water is 100 centigrade, and I have many times seen 100 water putting out fire. That is my confidence when I went into the bet. So I reluctantly raised my hand. Teacher asked me what happened. So I rose up, and as best I could speak English, I asked her this question. Teacher, is cold water needed? Even if it is hot water, wouldn't the fire be put off? The teacher stared at me. There was pinpoint silence in the class because it's a once in a blue moon thing if somebody asks a question. So it was pin drop silence. Teacher stared at me and asked me, Sajeev, if you pour hot water, will it burn again? Will it be put off? Everybody laughed, and I just sat down just like a fool. And that moment, എനിക്ക് ഈ പ്രസ്ഥാനത്തുള്ള വിശ്വാസം നഷ്ടപ്പെട്ടു. അതുവരെ ഞാൻ വിചാരിച്ചിരുന്നത് ടീച്ചർമാർ പഠിപ്പിക്കുന്നതൊക്കെ സത്യമാണെന്നും നമ്മളിത് പഠിച്ചാൽ മതിയെന്നും. എൻ്റെ അച്ഛൻ അധ്യാപകനായിരുന്നു, അമ്മ അധ്യാപികയായിരുന്നു. അപ്പൊ സ്കൂളും വീടും തമ്മിൽ വ്യത്യാസമൊന്നുമില്ല. അവിടുന്ന് അടി കിട്ടും, ഇവിടുന്ന് അടി കിട്ടും. അപ്പോ ഞാൻ ഇതൊക്കെ വിശ്വസിച്ച് വിജയിച്ചു പോയൊരു മനുഷ്യനായിരുന്നു. പെട്ടെന്ന് ഒരു തലക്ക് അടി കിട്ടിയ പോലെ മനസ്സിലായി. And what Jayalashmi teacher did at that day was to give me a big lesson, saying that critical thinking is a huge thing. unless you so when I look back on my life, even though Mary Matthew teacher taught me biology and I loved biology very much, and that is why I became a biologist, but I still believe that geography teacher had a bigger role in my life teaching me. So one of the purpose of education is to give this enlightenment to the student. It can come in different ways. It can come by in a very positive way. It can come in a very negative way. It can come in a very hurting way. But the main purpose of education is to get this enlightenment. If you grab something from the Buddhist philosophy, they say that on a full moon day, a bowl of water, you have the image of the moon on the water, and you walk very slowly. And at one point, it breaks. The moon breaks. You can get to enlightenment at that particular moment. If it doesn't get it, try again. So that's the Buddhist way of learning things. So it is, what is the purpose of education? Is to get this kick. തലക്ക് അടി കിട്ടാൻ വേണ്ടിയിട്ടാണ് നമ്മൾ പഠിക്കുന്നത്. Some point of time you get it, or you doesn't get it. So that's up to you. So this story starts from there. Later on, when this program came to us, we had a very interesting structure. We had an academic coordinator for each centers, and I was the academic coordinator at KFRI. And there were 3 junior program executives. And it was their responsibility to develop the curriculum and the content to be delivered to the students. And then we had 5 volunteers. And the job of the volunteers was to make sure that the students are safe. They come, and then they get back home at night. Everything was taken care of by them. So this is structure. And we started developing the content for the whole program. There were some very basic guidelines for the whole program. The first one was that we are equal. The students and the content developers, including me, we are all equal. അതുകൊണ്ട് പേരാണ് വിളിക്കുക. എല്ലാവരും പേര് തന്നെ വിളിക്കുക. So once a few students came to my lab looking for me, and my research students were there. So they asked my students, Sajeev എവിടെ പോയി? ഒരു ഞെട്ടിപ്പോയി. The research scholars, സജീവോ? അപ്പോൾ ഒരാളെ സജീവ് വിടാന്ന് പറഞ്ഞു. അപ്പോൾ so this is the way the kids deal with us. We are all equals. And basically because of the reason that our philosophy was that we are reading the same newspapers, we see the same movies, we see the same serials, we breathe the same air, and there is no comparison of these kids with my younger age. We are all contemporaries. So we talk to kids just like I speak to you. കൊഞ്ചിക്കുന്ന പ്രശ്നമില്ല. നമ്മള് കുട്ടി വാവേ മോളെ മോനെ പരിപാടി ഒന്നുമില്ല. We just talk as equals, and they love that, and they are ready to grow up very fast. സമയത്ത് they get respect, and they give back respect also. And the second thing is that the idea that these kids are not empty vessels. They come with information. They are not absolutely blank. We are not pouring knowledge into an empty vessel. No, there is already knowledge out there. Our job is to just connect things, give ways to take things forward. And the third thing is that we keep on defining education at intervals. Like for example, we ask the same question again and again. Why do we learn? എന്തിനാ പഠിക്കുന്നത്? ഈ ചോദ്യം it repeats at different intervals, and we come up with different sets of answers. And this is a very interesting question. Last time I was talking to postgraduate students in a college, and I asked this question: why do we learn? So they gave several classical answers: to know, to help the society, to get a job. So there are many answers. So I still probed for new answers. And one of the girl who was sitting in the front row, she told that, "Alla verde engaged ആയിട്ടിരിക്കാൻ." It was so true. She just passed the 10th standard, so went for +1, +2 കഴിഞ്ഞു പിന്നെ ഡിഗ്രിക്ക് പോകുന്നു, ഡിഗ്രി കഴിഞ്ഞു പിന്നെ PGക്ക് പോകുന്നു. എൻഗേജ്ഡ് ആയിട്ടിരിക്കാൻ വേണ്ടിയിട്ട്. So there are many different answers. So we talk to students, and we get different types of answers. And one of the interesting answers was that answers which we took it out from them was that പഠിക്കുന്നത് പറ്റിക്കപ്പെടാതെ ജീവിക്കാൻ വേണ്ടിയിട്ടാണ്, not to be fooled in life. So that's the basic purpose of education. So what we do, we start the lesson on logical fallacies. So we put every logical fallacy in front of them with examples. There are 19 logical fallacies which we have taught them. And the beauty is that they will come back every day identifying fallacy either in the television or in an advertisement or a news item. They say, sir, fallacy. So they started to identify logical fallacies. So that was one interesting thing which has happened. And another interesting factor was that when we touch a topic, we will go the whole spectrum. I'll give you an example, water. When we are teaching about water, we will speak about its chemistry. Normally in the school curriculum, what happens is that the water happens to come in different locations. You will learn a part of it in chemistry, a part in physics, a part in biology, about civilizations on the riverbanks in history, about rainfall, snow, things in geography. It is all fragmented, taught by different teachers at different points of time in different classes. But here what happens is that when we touch water, we speak about the molecular structure, the magic of water molecule, which can hold, go from 0 to 100 degrees centigrade and keep the same form. So that is the magic of the molecule of water and how it is so important in life to sustain life. We speak about the physics, chemistry, biology of water. We will speak about wells, ponds, rivers, then ice caps, glaciers, about different types of rain, about the process of making water into a commodity. We speak about the economics of water. We speak about flood. We speak about drought happening. And we speak about the politics of water, how people fight for water. So we will cover the complete spectrum. Only then we will stop it. So it is not absolutely fragmented. It's an integrated way of, and every subject is dealt with in that way. And another thing is that we taught them how to frame questions. And we frame questions from everywhere, just like magic. Like we have a WhatsApp group. So one day a student shared a photo. പൂച്ച പ്രസവിച്ചു, കുഞ്ഞുങ്ങളെ കണ്ടു എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞിട്ട് there was a photo of a mother cat with 4 kittens. Now we took it as an example. The problem was that all the 4 kids or the young ones were of different color. One was pure black, one was brown, one was pure white. So we asked the question, how come different colors? Then we started a debate on that, and we went to explain the science behind it, how different colors happen for the kids of cats and dogs. So they become empowered in that. Another way, another question which normally comes up in every classroom is that which came first, the chicken or the egg? And then we explain to them the problem behind the question, and then we give the answer. And we explain the answer in the whole process. They get the entire understanding of morphological taxonomy and also molecular taxonomy. So we give that type, and everything is taken up as a chance to speak science. Like for example, the classroom where we have set it, when you walk in, there's a hibiscus plant, ചെമ്പരത്തി. ചെമ്പരത്തി എല്ലാവരും കണ്ടിട്ടുണ്ടാവും, നിറയെ പൂക്കളുണ്ടാവും. നമ്മൾ കുട്ടികൾ ചോദിക്കുന്ന ചോദ്യം ഇതാണ്, നമുക്ക് എത്ര പൂക്കൾ? നിറയെ പൂക്കളുണ്ട്. ഇറ്റ്സ് എ ലാർജ് നമ്പർ ഓഫ് ഫ്ലവേഴ്സ്. But have you seen the fruit of hibiscus? ഇതിന്റെ കായ കണ്ടിട്ടുണ്ടോ? അപ്പൊ കുട്ടികൾ ആലോചിക്കും, ആദ്യം ചിലപ്പോൾ പെട്ടെന്ന് അവർ കണ്ടു എന്നൊക്കെ പറയും, പക്ഷെ ഒന്നും കൂടി ആലോചിച്ച് നോക്കുക കണ്ടിട്ടില്ല. അപ്പോൾ then the question is, why should then all these flowers are made? If no fruit is going to come up, why should the nature invest in producing big flowers, investing a lot of biomass, color, pigments? Then you start a new story in science. So we tell them why it is so. Why is the hibiscus plant producing large number of flowers but not any fruits? So this type of questions, and these questions they take you to others also. Whenever we have events in our campus, they ask this question to experts who come to our institute also. One interesting example was that we have a soil science museum. So in the museum, there's a model of Kerala, which is made based on the topography. You can see the hills coming up, valleys going down. So there's a big model, so almost the length of this, but this room, a big one, in a glass case. So the research scholar who used to explain to visitors about that, she was explaining. So these kids came to me. അവരുടെ സാർ ഒരു ചോദ്യം പറഞ്ഞു, ഇപ്പൊ ആ ചേച്ചിയോട് ചോദ്യം ചോദിച്ചു നോക്കണം, അത് ചോദ്യം പറയാന്ന് പറഞ്ഞു. അപ്പൊ ഞാൻ ചോദിച്ചു, നമ്മള് ഇത് കേരളം ഉണ്ടായത് പരശുരാമൻ മഴ പറഞ്ഞിട്ടാണല്ലോ, അപ്പോ ഈ മഴ എറിഞ്ഞത് കാസർഗോഡ് നിന്ന് തിരുവനന്തപുരത്തേക്കാണോ അതോ തിരുവനന്തപുരത്ത് നിന്ന് കാസർഗോഡൊക്കെ ഒന്ന് ചോദിച്ചു നോക്കുന്നു പറഞ്ഞു. പക്ഷെ നേരെ പോയിട്ട് ചേച്ചി 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 ഇതേ ആ പുള്ളി എങ്ങോട്ടേ എറിഞ്ഞ മഴ പറഞ്ഞു. അത് ചോദിച്ചു ആരറിഞ്ഞു? അപ്പോ പറഞ്ഞു അല്ല പരശുരാമനെ മഴ പറഞ്ഞു. അപ്പോ ചോദിച്ചു പോ വിട്ടു. അപ്പം നെക്സ്റ്റ് ടൈം വെൻ ദിസ് ഹാപ്പൻ ഐ എക്സ്പ്ലെയിൻ ടു ഹെർ ദാറ്റ് ഇത് തെക്കുന്ന് വടക്കോട്ടോ വടക്കുന്ന് തെക്കോട്ടോ അല്ല എറിഞ്ഞത്, ഇത് എറിഞ്ഞത് ശരിക്കും കിഴക്കുന്ന് പടിഞ്ഞാറേക്കാണ്. And that started a discussion on how Kerala was formed, about continental plates moving. നമ്മുടെ പ്ലേറ്റ് വന്നിട്ട് യുറേഷ്യൻ പ്ലേറ്റ് വരെ ഇടിക്കുന്നത്, നമ്മുടെ പ്ലേറ്റ് അതിന്റെ അടിയിലേക്ക് പോകുന്നത്, അടിയിലേക്ക് പോകുമ്പോൾ ആ ഭാഗം ലിഫ്റ്റ് ചെയ്തിട്ട് ഹിമാലയ ഉണ്ടാവുന്നത്, ആ ഭാഗം താഴെ പോകുമ്പോൾ അതിന്റെ അപ്പുറത്തുള്ള ഭാഗം കടലിൽ നിന്ന് പൊങ്ങി വന്നത്. സോ you speak about the whole origin of the state of Kerala. So what I'm trying to say is that you can communicate science from anything. എവിടുന്ന് വേണമെങ്കിലും നിങ്ങൾക്ക്.
Sorry to interrupt. A few minutes we'll have to wrap up.
Yeah.
So, but also a little bit about the preparing of animators.
Fine.
Sorry to, I think
yes,
like this.
So, yeah, and we do prepare, do homework, we debate, and we work on a thing, and I will show you that. And the way they learn is totally different. There's no classroom lectures. Like, for example, one of the activity which we did was to send them thermometers. They take the thermometer home. They take the temperature at different places in the home, in the kitchen, in the dining room, in the bedroom, in the portico, in the open space, under shade, without shade, on the road outside. And they come back with the data. And then we say that, no, this is not enough. You need to have data for different time periods. So they go back, and on a holiday, they measure temperature in the morning. Every 1 hour interval they measure and they plot it. They learn how to collect data on a temporal manner, also on a spatial manner. They make a map of their house and they plot the movement of people inside the house, and they discover that the father has not seen many places in the home. And they organized conducted tour for the father to take to places which he has not seen for a long time. So this is the way they map it. So you don't need to tell them separately about climate change. They are measuring temperature. They know how it is changing. So that's happening out there. And we had a library also, and conducted by students. ഒരു കാര്യം ചെയ്തത് ക്രമസമാധാന പാലനം പൂർണ്ണമായും കുട്ടികളാണ് ചെയ്യുക. വി ഡോണ്ട് ഇന്റർഫിയർ. സ്കൂളിലെ പ്രധാനപ്പെട്ട ഒരു ജോലി ഇവരെ അടക്കിയിരുത്തുക എന്നുള്ളതാണ്. അങ്ങനെ ഒരു പരിപാടിയില്ല. ദേ ടേക്ക് കെയർ ഓഫ് ദംസെൽസ്. ദിസ് വീഡിയോ ഈ ഷൂട്ട് ചെയ്യാൻ വന്നപ്പോൾ there was a team who came to shoot this video. The cameraman, the reporter, they all came. കുട്ടികളോട് വരാൻ പറഞ്ഞിരുന്നു. കുട്ടികൾ അന്ന് രാവിലെ വരികയാണ്. അപ്പോൾ ക്യാമറമാൻ ഉച്ചയ്ക്ക് ഭക്ഷണം കഴിക്കുമ്പോൾ എന്നോട് പറഞ്ഞൊരു ഇൻട്രസ്റ്റിംഗ് എക്സാമ്പിൾ ഉണ്ട്. ദ ക്യാമറമാൻ വാസ് ടോക്കിംഗ് ടു എ ജൂനിയർ പ്രോഗ്രാം എക്സിക്യൂട്ടീവ്. അത് സംസാരിച്ചിരിക്കുകയാണ്. കുട്ടികൾ വന്നു അവിടെ വർത്താനൊക്കെ പറഞ്ഞ് ബഹളായി. കുറച്ച് ശബ്ദം കൂടിയപ്പോ അനിമേറ്റർ ക്യാമറമാനോട് പറഞ്ഞു നമുക്ക് പുറത്തേക്ക് നിൽക്കാം. ഉച്ചയ്ക്ക് സംസാരിക്കുമ്പോൾ ക്യാമറമാൻ എന്നോട് പറയാ, അത് ആ പറഞ്ഞു കേട്ടപ്പോൾ എനിക്ക് മനസ്സിലായി നിങ്ങൾ എങ്ങനെയാണ് കുട്ടികളെ കൈകാര്യം ചെയ്യുന്നത്. സാധാരണ നമ്മൾ നേരെ തിരിച്ചാ പറയട്ടെ, കുട്ടികളോട് മിണ്ടാതിരിക്കാനാണ് പറയേണ്ടത്. പക്ഷെ വി ഡു ദ അതർ വേ, വി മൂവ് ഔട്ട് so that they have a space. So this is the way we did it. I will just show the way we made the content. Now, see, this is about light. പ്രകാശം. സത്യത്തിൽ ഇത് തുടങ്ങിയത് ബഷീറിന്റെ കഥയെന്നാണ്. ഈ വെളിച്ചത്തിന് എന്തൊരു വെളിച്ചം എന്ന് പറയുന്ന സ്റ്റേറ്റ്മെന്റിൽ നിന്നാണ് നമ്മൾ ഈ കഥയിൽ ഇതിലേക്ക് വരുന്നത്. ആൻഡ് ദെൻ വി മാപ്പ് all things related to light out there, starting from the properties, light in astronomy, whether it is a wave or a particle, and the simple question which Sivaraman asked, why is the sea blue? എന്തുകൊണ്ടാണ് കടലിന്റെ നീല നിറം? And how he observations took him to win the Nobel Prize. Spectrum, energy, how do other animals see light? Can they see all the different? And we tell them that this is a whole big spectrum and we are seeing only part of it. There are other things which other beings can see and other equipments can see. What is color? And the different color coding systems. We have color papers and each color has got a number. So for each shade of the color. So this is the way we develop the, and about fireflies. What will happen when you put a IMUS light? What will the fireflies do? So all those things come together. And this is for matter.
So these are your notes from the activities,
No, no,
right?
this is the
Or,
one.
or this is what they prepare.
No. This is what we prepare before the content delivery, and they will not be part of it. But then they will be going through all these things. This will be with the animators. So this is the way we do it. And see what happened at the end of it. 2 years later, we had interaction with their teachers at schools and also their parents. So there were very interesting observations which they made. One first and foremost observation shared by many parents is that these kids are not addicted to mobile. So that was the first thing everybody used to say. And the reason was that we had a session exclusively on mobiles. We called an expert on mobile. He completely dismantled the mobile in front of the students, assembled it, talked about how when you dial a particular number, the signal goes directly to another person's mobile. What is the process involved? What are the science behind it? How is it getting connected? So they know everything about it. When you know everything about it, you ignore it. Like for example, if you buy a Maruti Alto, you'll be driving it almost all the time. But if you have bought a BMW, you don't feel like driving because owning it is enough. It is just there. You're happy with it. So they know everything about it. So they are not into it, but they use it for information gathering, connectivity, things like that. And the second thing is that they are very confident to speak to others. When they go out, and the teachers take them to village office or post office. These are the kids who run the whole show. And then from the parents, they told that they are no more people who are living in the house which is run by parents. They have also taken up responsibility of running the show. They give suggestions. They are also participating in the decision making happening in the households. So these are some of the things. And reading, they have spent a lot of time in reading. I'll tell you one example and stop about biodiversity. We were sitting together. പട്ടത്തിലിരിക്കുകയാണ് നമ്മൾ ഒന്നും കൂടി പരിചയപ്പെടാം എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞിട്ട് ആദ്യത്തെ കുട്ടിയോട് ചോദിക്കുകയാണ് വീട്ടിലാരൊക്കെ ഉണ്ട്. കുട്ടി പറഞ്ഞു വീട്ടിൽ അച്ഛനുണ്ട്, അമ്മയുണ്ട്, അനിയനുണ്ട്. ചോദിച്ചു വേറെ ആരും ഇല്ലേ? ഇല്ല, വേറെ ആരും ഇല്ല. ഒന്ന് നന്നായി ആലോചിച്ചൊക്കെ വേറെ ആരും കൊണ്ടുവന്നു. എന്റെ വീട്ടിലെ കാര്യമല്ലേ, എനിക്കറിയില്ലേ, നമ്മൾ ഇത്രയേ ഉള്ളൂ. നമ്മൾ ഒന്നും കൂടി ഒന്ന് ആലോചിച്ചു. അല്ല, ബന്ധുക്കളൊക്കെ വരും, പക്ഷെ അവർ വന്നാൽ പിന്നെ അപ്പൊ തന്നെ പോവും. ഒന്നും കൂടി. അപ്പൊ കുട്ടിക്ക് ദേഷ്യം വരാൻ പറഞ്ഞു, ഇല്ല. ഞാൻ പറഞ്ഞു ഉറുമ്പുണ്ടോ? ഉറുമ്പുണ്ട്. പിന്നെ ആരുണ്ട്? പിന്നെ അവിടെ നിന്ന് തുടങ്ങുകയാണ്. പിന്നെ പല്ലിയുണ്ട്, പാറ്റയുണ്ട്, സംഭവം എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞ് തുടങ്ങുകയാണ്. ഈ റൗണ്ടിലേക്ക് നമ്മൾ മറ്റുള്ളവരോട് പറയാണ്. ഇനി ഇവർ പറയാത്ത ഏതെങ്കിലും ഉണ്ടെങ്കിൽ പറയും. അങ്ങനെ പറഞ്ഞു പോകുമ്പോൾ മുറ്റത്തേക്ക് ഇറങ്ങുന്നു, തൊടിയിലേക്ക് ഇറങ്ങുന്നു, നിറയെ ജീവികൾ വരുന്നു, പക്ഷികൾ വരുന്നു, തവള വരുന്നു, പാമ്പ് വരുന്നു, ധാരാളം തരത്തിലുള്ള പക്ഷികൾ വരുന്നു. ഒരു ബയോഡൈവേഴ്സിറ്റി രജിസ്റ്റർ അവിടെ തന്നെ ഉണ്ടാവുകയാണ്. ഒരു പയ്യൻ, പുള്ളിയെ കുറിച്ച് ഏറ്റവും വലിയ പരാതി എന്താ വെച്ചാൽ ഒരു ഗ്യാപ്പ് കിട്ടിക്കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ അപ്പൊ തന്നെ തോടിന്റെ അടുത്ത് പോയി നിൽക്കും. ആൻഡ് ദാറ്റ് ബോയ് came to know that all the information, all the observation which he has done on the side of that stream is a very valid information needed for the whole globe. അതുവരെ അവൻ വഴക്ക് കേട്ടോണ്ടിരിക്കുകയായിരുന്നു ഈ പോയി നിൽക്കുന്നത്. So he know the maximum number of fishes. He know the maximum number of frogs. He know the maximum number of snakes. So that knowledge, he had it. We didn't have to teach them. But then that is valuable. എന്നുള്ളൊരു ഇൻഫർമേഷൻ കൊടുക്കുന്നതോട് കൂടിയിട്ട് he brightens up. So that is what we have done in Moulavi. Thank you.